Hello beginning orchestra and welcome to your video lesson. I hope you guys are transitioning well to your hybrid or UPOLA teachers as we begin this new schedule for the second half of the school year. Lots of exciting things happening in our lives right now. And so what I'm going to bring to you today is your video music lesson for this cycle. We will start with our new lesson schedule in February. And before that, I will email your parents all the details about what that will look like, what day your lesson is, and what new time you have. So keep a look in your emails for the new lesson schedule coming up in the next week or so. Go ahead and set up your instrument. Today you're going to need your instrument, whether you play the violin, viola, or cello. You're also going to need your music book and a pencil because we are going to practice our bow hold exercises on our pencil today, and I hope that you've been practicing those at home. Before we jump into our instruments, I'm going to do something that might be brand new for you guys. We're going to do a little bit of rhythm counting. Now, some of the rhythms in our songs are pretty easy, but as we go further in the book, they're going to get harder and harder. An important practice technique to practice playing hard rhythms is to learn how to count them. If we can count the rhythm with just our voices, then it will help us to play them on our instruments, whether we're plucking or using the bow. So set down your instrument for now. We are just going to use our voices to speak these rhythm patterns, and I'll teach you how. Every time we see a quarter note, we're going to count whatever number of that beat is on. So you'll notice in our patterns here, in our pattern cards, there's only 4 notes or 4 beats on each card. And most of the time in our songs too, each note or each pattern will only be 4 beats long. So we're going to practice these 4-beat patterns. My first 4-beat pattern has a quarter note because it has a filled-in circle and a stem. Then it has 2 rests, and these rests look like a squiggle zigzag like this. And then we end with another quarter note. In order to speak this rhythm, I'm going to use my voice to count out loud. And you should join me as well. Every time I count a quarter note, I can just speak normally. Every time I have a rest, I'm going to whisper the count number. That's why those count numbers are smaller. This first one will sound like this. Let me go by myself so you can hear how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you think you can do that with me this time? We're going to do this card twice. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice job. Let's do another pattern. This time, I have a quarter note on beat 1, a quarter rest on beat 2, don't forget to whisper those, and then a quarter note on beat 3, and a quarter note on beat 4. This one sounds like this. My turn first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this card 2 times together. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Are you able to keep up? Let's look at the next one. This next one is tricky because this one starts with a quarter rest. That means the very first beat or our first note is a whisper note. This one sounds like this. My turn first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and do this one all together. And we're going to speak this card 2 times. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. Let's do one more. This last card introduces a new type of note called the half note. You might remember this note from your music class. A half note looks just like a quarter note, except the circle is not filled in. It's a hollow or an open circle with a stem. A quarter note is only worth one beat, which is why we only speak one number for each note. But a half note is worth 2 beats. So we have to drag or hold our half note for 2 whole beats. If I'm going to speak this with my voice, then I'm going to drag or hold my voice all the way through both beats. I'll go first so you can hear how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you hear how I held my note to represent that the half note holds through both beats? Let's go ahead and try this card 2 times. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My last challenge for you guys today is I want to see if you can put 2 cards together. Let's do these 2. This time I can't point with my pointer because my hands are full. We are going to count both cards without stopping. We're going to count this card first and then this card second. Just like reading a book, we read music from left to right. Here we go. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you get it? Let's try it one more time. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you get it that time? Nice job, you guys. Rhythm counting can be challenging for some. So if this was easier for you, then that's great. If this was challenging, we're going to keep practicing this year with more rhythm cards, more rhythm games. We've got lots of activities to do with these rhythms. But when you count rhythms or when you encounter a difficult rhythm in your book, one practice strategy is to try counting it first. That will help you play it better. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of musical echoing. So pick up your instrument. We're going to echo some notes on the D string. So whether you play violin or viola or cello, you can put your instrument into playing position. That's shoulder position for violin and viola, and ready position right up with your cello for cello players. I'm going to play 3 music notes, and I want you to echo them back on your instrument. I'm going to speak the note letter name out loud as I pluck so that you know which notes to echo. My first pattern is going to start on open D. Don't forget, your D string on violin is your 3rd string in. So you need to start at the thin string and count over 1, 2, 3. If you play viola, the D string is your 2nd string. So you start at the thin string and count 1, 2 for viola players. If you're a cello player, your D string is the 2nd string in from the far side. So you have to reach over and count 1, that's your A string, 2, that's your D string. My first pattern starts on open D. I'll play it first, and then you can echo me. D, D, D. Your turn. Excellent. My turn. D, D, E. Your turn. Excellent. Did you catch that? My 3rd note was E. And in order to play E, I need to press my pointer finger, my first finger, on the D string on the farthest tape. As long as I'm pressing that string down on the farthest tape, I will create the new E music note. Let's try that one again. My turn first. D, D, E. Your turn. Great. My turn. D, E, D. Your turn. Excellent. My turn. E, E, E. Your turn. Nice job. This time I'm going to start on my first finger, E. E, E, F. Your turn. Excellent. My turn. E, F, E. Your turn. Good. Let's do one more. F, F, G. Your turn. Nice job. If this was a struggle for you, then we need to work on memorizing which fingers belong to which notes. So if I call out E, you need to be able to know that that's your first finger. If I call out G, then you need to know how many fingers to press down for G, and so on. We'll keep practicing that this year as we move forward in lessons in February. All right, you guys. So most of our groups have gotten to this point. If you haven't gotten to this point with your group with the pencil hold exercise, then you're going to get a sneak peek at what's to come. I want each of you to grab a pencil. Pick up a pencil. We're going to practice our bow grip exercises or our pencil hold exercises. Before we hold the stick called the bow, we practice our bow hold on a pencil because a pencil is short and light and it's easy to hold and comfortable to hold to practice getting that bow grip just perfect. Then we can transition to the bow, which is long and floppy and heavy, once we know exactly how to hold it correctly. Whether you play violin, viola, or cello, there are 3 steps to holding the bow perfectly. And you know me, Mr. Bennett always loves being silly and having a little bit of fun with music lessons. So some of these steps can be a little silly. It is okay to laugh. It is okay to giggle. I love having fun with music. Let's give it a try. Hold your pencil with your left hand because we're going to use our right hand for our fingers on the bow. So hold the pencil with your left hand. If you're watching the video of this, it may be the opposite way. So make sure you've got your left hand. Our first step is the silly step. If you guys had this with me in lessons already, then you'll know what it is. If you've ever seen a little kid get really angry or maybe show a little bit of attitude to mom or dad, you may see them get a little sassy and go, "Whatever, mom," or "Whatever, dad," and they kind of flop their hand like a whatever attitude. Well, believe it or not, that's step 1 to making the perfect bow grip. So you hold your pencil with your left hand, take your right hand, your free hand, and flop your fingertips over the pencil by going, "Whatever." Give it a try. Whatever. That makes your hand totally relaxed. Because remember, when we hold the bow, if I hold the bow with a tightly clenched fist, I'm going to get a really tight, screechy, scratchy sound. But if I hold the bow gently, nice and relaxed with my relaxed fingers and my relaxed fingertips, that's what's going to give me a smooth, gliding sound. And that's the type of sound we always want on our instruments. So, step 1, nice and relaxed. You might have to shake your hand out to get it nice and relaxed. I don't want any tightness. Don't grip it really hard. Nice and relaxed. Let's try it. Whatever. And then your fingertips or your fingernails should be hanging over the edge. Step number 2 is only for violin and viola players. Step number 2 for violin and viola players is you bend your pinky and put your pinky tip on top of the bow. So violin and viola players, instead of letting your pinky hang over the edge, you curve your pinky and put the tip on top. Cello players, keep your pinky hanging over the edge. Because cello plays like this in front of you, we need to keep our pinky over the edge of the bow to maintain our balance with the bow. But because violin and viola players play up on our shoulder, we need to rest our pinky on top so that we're pressing down and get a nice smooth balance with our bow. So violin and viola players, get that pinky right on top. Step 3, you take your thumb and touch the tip of your thumb to the bottom of the pencil like that. That should be your perfect bow grip. Double check that your fingers are spread out. If your fingers are closed like this, then that's going to make your hand tight. Just by doing that with my hand, I feel tight and tense, and I can't really move very smoothly or fluidly. Spread your fingers out a little bit. That'll help you get nice and relaxed. Let's turn to the top of page 8 in our music books. There's a yellow box at the top of page 8 that describes 4 pencil hold exercises to help us feel comfortable holding our bow like this. Let's try those 4 exercises now. And these are those 4 exercises which you should be doing every single time you practice. Before you practice your instrument karate song, before you practice your songs from the book that are not your belt song, I want you to do these 4 pencil grip exercises every single time. Don't let a practice session go by without doing these exercises. Even if you've got them mastered, keep working at them. Because the more you do those exercises with a pencil, the easier it will be to move to the bow stick, which, as I said before, is longer, heavier, and a little bit more floppy. So we need to master this in these exercises first before we move to the bow. All right, pencil hold exercise number 1, I'm out of here. Go ahead and, with that good pencil grip, wave goodbye. Don't stab yourself in the eye. Don't poke your pencil on anyone else. Don't throw your pencil. Wave, 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 wave. And make sure your wrist is nice and relaxed. Floppy hand. Flop it back and forth. And freeze. Are your fingertips hanging over the edge? Is your pinky up on top? And is your thumb bent and curved underneath? Then you've got a perfect bow grip. Cello players, don't forget your pinky hangs over the edge. Pencil hold exercise number 2 says finger taps. With a good bow grip, try tapping your first finger. Tap, 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 tap. Now try tapping your pinky. Tap, 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 tap. Try alternating between your 2 fingers. First finger, pinky. First finger, pinky. First finger, pinky. Nice job. Let's do number 3. Thumb flexors. This is where you take your thumb and you roll your knuckle in and out. Flex in and out. Flex in and out. 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 Good job, you guys. The last one is knuckle turnovers. A lot of my 3rd graders like to call this one the windshield wiper, because if you're holding your pencil and you do a knuckle turnover, flip, flop, flip, flop. It's almost like your pencil or your bow is a windshield wiper on your car, and you're wiping all that rain and snow off the windshield. So go ahead and try this with me. Flip, flop, flip, flop. Super fast. Flip, flop, flip, flop, flip, flop. And slow motion. Flip, flop, flip, flop, and pause. Let's double check our bow grip. Fingertips hanging over the edge. Good. Violin and viola players, pinky goes up on top, and thumb curves and touches the tip underneath. Those are the pencil exercises you can practice every single day. We're going to start switching to the bow when we resume lessons in February. If you haven't practiced these exercises, it's going to be really tricky to transition to the bow grip on the actual bow, and it'll set you back a little bit. So make sure you practice these exercises every single time you practice. One thing you can do is, I know we don't practice every day. Our goal is to practice at least 4 or 5 times a week. But what you can do is, if you guys sit down to watch a movie, or if you're watching TV, even if you don't practice that day, just pick up a pen or pencil, sit on the couch, and practice those bow exercises. I can sit back, even if you're reclined on the couch, watching a nice long movie, I can practice those finger taps, knuckle turnovers, I'm out of here. You can practice those all day long. So even if you're not practicing today, if you've got something else going on and you don't have time to practice your instrument, that's fine. But maybe right before dinner, while you're watching TV, maybe you can try brushing your teeth with one hand and try doing some thumb flexors in your other hand, maybe even on your toothbrush. All right? Make it fun, enjoy it, because the bow is coming up fast. And it's not the easiest, but we will be able to get it with these exercises and with some help. All right, I'm going to do one more thing today, you guys. Some of you guys are up to number 33 and 34 in the music book. If you're not there yet, that is okay. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pluck through number 33, Song for Christine, and number 34, Natalie's Rose. If you have not gotten up to number 33 and 34 yet, then you can just stop the video and continue practicing on your own. Your lesson is done for today. But if you've gotten up to circling number 33 and 34, I want you to grab your instrument and play along with me. All right, we're going to start with number 33, Song for Christine. If you need to, you can take that pencil we were just using and write in some finger numbers below each note. If you don't remember how many fingers to press, look back in your music book to see how many fingers to press for each note. I'll quickly walk through the first few notes with you. Put your eyes on number 33, Song for Christine. Your first note is high D. On cello, that's 4 fingers on your A string. So you can put a number 4. If you're viola or violin, that's 3 fingers on your A string. Remember, this is high D, so our high notes are over on our A string. C sharp is 2 fingers on your A string for violin and viola, and if you're a cello player, 3 fingers for C sharp. For the note B, that's another one of our high notes, so that's first finger on the A string for violin, viola, and cello. B is first finger on the A string. And then A is just open A. So our first group of notes is D, D, C sharp, B, B, A. I'm going to go ahead and play through number 33 and 34 right now. If I go a little bit too fast, then when you practice by yourself, you can slow it right down. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to play right through each of the songs. Here's number 33, Song for Christine, starting on high D. That's on your A string. 1, 2, ready, go. D, D, C, C, B, B, A, rest. G, G, F, D, E, E, E. Second line. D, F, A, B, B, A, rest. G, G, A, D, 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 rest. Great job. Remember, if that was a little too fast for you, that's okay. When you practice it by yourself, slow it down. Make sure you've got the correct number of fingers pressed down for each note. And if you don't know how many fingers to press down, write it in until you memorize it. Let's do number 34, Natalie's Rose. This is the last thing we're going to do today, you guys. Here we go. Natalie's Rose, starting on low D or open D. 1, 2, ready, go. D, D, E, G, F, G, A, rest. F, F, G, A, B, B, A, rest. F, G, A, rest. G, A, B, rest. A, B, C, D, D, D. Excellent job, you guys. If you want to hear how those songs sound, you can go into our Google Classroom and click on Play Along Tracks underneath our practice routines topic. Those are always there for you if you want to play along with the recording or hear how it sounds when you practice it. I hope you have a great week, and I hope that, again, that you're adjusting well. If you've got a new teacher or a new schedule, or if you're coming into the building, or if you're at home on your Chromebook, whatever your schooling looks like, I hope you're having lots of fun, and I cannot wait to see you guys again in our music lessons. Bye-bye, you guys.